I'm Katie Goodman. I'm a licensed professional counselor in West Hartford, Connecticut. And I have a private practice here in town where I see primarily children, adolescents, young adults, and families. And so I specialize in working with children. I see a lot of children who have anxiety, depression, family issues like divorce or loss, ADHD, and I see a population that I really like working with is young kids who have behavioral issues going on. So who are having trouble controlling their impulses, and it's impacting them at school and at home and with friends and all of that.
Oh, great.
The first time I heard about biofeedback was at a conference that I went to at the Yale Child Study Center. They have an annual conference about child anxiety, and one of their directors was talking about his use of biofeedback for children that have anxiety and how he integrates it with his therapy practice. And so how he was able to utilize technology along with talk therapy to help kids be able to overcome their anxiety.
Okay.
And what I thought was so interesting was how the technology allowed users to actually kind of visualize their anxiety and really get to see it like a picture, and like, oh, I can now, it's not just the kind of this amorphous concept. It's like actually something that I can see, like a line on a page or a dot or some other way that it was visualized for them, and it was a game.
Absolutely.
So it it was appealing to kids, and it kept their attention and helped them understand this concept that was really kind of abstract, or that could be abstract, and helped them get motivated to want to work on it, just like they would be motivated to go and play a game on their computer or on their phone. So my clients have reported that they really enjoy the experience of using the software, that it is something that they've never seen before, and so that was like interesting and new, and also that it helped them understand this concept of anxiety and how their brain affects their body, but also how their body in turn is sending signals to their brain, so that by relaxing their body and by focusing their energy and their breathing, they can actually send messages to their brain to help them calm down, to help them lower their level of arousal, and to help them feel more in control during situations where they might have felt like their anxiety was taking over. So they enjoy the experience of using it. The kids that I work with, especially, they ask for it over and over again. They love it. They really love Villa Serena,
Yes.
especially. And I love that one too, because I love the story of it. I love that it's like there's this village that's fallen into repair, and
Absolutely.
you are here to repair it, and you have to use the power of your breath to put it all back together.
Yes.
But if you lose your concentration in the middle, you'll see those pieces that you were repairing start to detach again. So they find that really fun and a fun challenge. And afterwards, after using the software, my clients report that they feel more relaxed, that they feel like they can now take that knowledge, almost that they can take that sensory memory, because when they use the software, they've developed a sensory memory of like, okay, I know what calm feels like now. I've seen that when the spike is like this, or when the pieces are going back together, or when when the Buddha turns blue, or whatever it is, I know that I feel like this. Okay, so now I know this is relaxed, this is calm. I've seen how to get here, how to use my breath to help me get like this. And then they feel confident that they can go out and use that in the real world. So I've had clients tell me that they use that when they're in class, when they're in a stressful class, and it really only takes a second to kind of like return to that relaxed body state, using the tools that they learned through practicing relaxation through the app. Another interesting benefit to the product, and one way that I use it, is that I find it's really useful for kids who have difficulty with frustration tolerance. So seeing, so a child might be working on the game and they might be having difficulty calming themselves down. They might be having difficulty understanding how to use their breath and kind of learning those skills. And I can tell a lot by how the child reacts to that struggle. So if they take it in stride, if they try again, if they don't get down, or if they get frustrated and want to quit quickly. And that's something that's really useful for me to know about a client, and something that is hard to tell unless you kind of put them to the test in some way. So it's beneficial in that way, because it's like a little test to see how they tolerate difficult emotions. And then I can process that with them after they're finished, and I can say, it seems like that was really hard for you, or it seems like you were getting really frustrated. I wonder, is it hard for you to feel like you're losing? Is it hard for you? Do you have trouble when you lose a game, or when you don't get a grade that you want in school? Do you find that gets you mad really quickly and easily? And what's that about for you? And then after working with them on that, we can actually return to the game and see how they've improved. So to see if they not only have improved at using the software, but also if they've improved in their ability to handle the frustration, and stick with it, which is a really good life skill. So for me in my practice with kids, I've found that biofeedback is really exciting for them, because it feels like a game, and it feels like they're playing a game, and it's using technology, which is something that they're very comfortable with. So for kids who are not quite sure how to talk in therapy, this is something that they understand right away. They're like, oh, well, I know how to play games, and I can do this. And that a lot of times is my in for working with a client who might have been hard to communicate with otherwise. And that's my way of explaining to him what we're trying to do, him or her, what we're trying to do. We're trying to help you get better at this game. And that's going to help you to control yourself, to control your body, to feel more in control of yourself and your actions during the day. And we're going to practice it through this game. And they're instantly on board. So kids that might have been skeptical of the process, or might not have really understood why they're here, or how is this going to help, it's like I'm speaking their language right away when I show them this. Yeah, and I also like it because it's really easy to use. It's really simple. It's not scary. A lot of people think of biofeedback as like sensors all over your head, and like, it's like, and it's like, it's just this little sensor, and it's very simple. It's very non-scary, and so it's a lot easier to use than I thought biofeedback would be, and my clients find it less intimidating than I worried it might be. They're very comfortable using it right away, and I was nervous that some of my more anxious clients would be like, what is this sensor? What is it doing?
Exactly,
Is it going to hurt me? But they see it and they're like, oh yeah, no problem. They're like, oh, okay, I'll put this on my ear. Okay, great.